COVID-19 vaccines are finally here. So will it be a COVID-free New Year's Eve, or is that just clickbait? Well, this is YouTube. Of course it's clickbait, but it captures the tension between our expectations and the reality of the challenges we still face. This COVID vaccination series is going to focus first on the vaccines themselves, how they work, and what we can expect of them.
The coronavirus, also known as the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2, and the reason we are currently experiencing long hold times and/or why your shipment is delayed. Whatever you call it, 75 million cases have been reported across the world, with 1.7 million deaths attributed to the virus. This pandemic has spurred urgent investment in vaccine development, with companies racing to find a cure. There are currently 54 vaccines in human clinical trials, and another 87 undergoing animal testing. The result is a dizzying array of vaccine names from numerous companies. My personal favorite, and I am completely serious, is the CoronaVac by Chinese pharmaceutical company Sinovac, available at Bed Bath & Beyond in the As Seen on TV section. I just made that up. You can get it at QVC. Out of the many vaccines under development, 5 have emerged as frontrunners in the US and Europe. Each of these vaccines break from traditional approaches to form the next generation in vaccine technology. Traditionally, vaccines injected dead or weakened viruses into the body. This causes the body's natural defenses to react, sending antibodies to neutralize the virus. These antibodies remain to fight off future COVID-19 exposures. But when Chinese scientists published the decoded COVID-19 genetic structure, it quickly became apparent that the virus's Achilles heel may lie in its S protein, also called the spike. These spikes cover the virus's surface. Like those annoying burrs that stick to your clothes when you walk through the forest, the spikes attach to cells, allowing the virus to unload its deadly payload. But these spikes also elicit the body's autoimmune antibodies, causing vaccine researchers to wonder, why expose the body to the whole COVID-19 when we just need the spikes? So vaccine companies have been developing various methods of exposing the body to the COVID-19 S protein, creating different ways to deliver the spike, which could also be Spinal Tap's theme song for 2020. All 5 of the front-running vaccines deliver the spike. 2 such vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna have already been approved by the FDA and are called mRNA vaccines. mRNA stands for messenger RNA, which is a single-stranded RNA molecule. Cells use mRNA to transmit DNA information from the nucleus into the cytoplasm, where proteins are made. The vaccine approaches the cell, delivering its mRNA payload into the cytoplasm. From there, the information is translated directly into protein production. This results in the cell expressing the vaccine as COVID-19 S proteins, delivering the spike and causing the formation of COVID-19 antibodies. As an aside, you may have heard that these vaccines require special freezers. That is because both the mRNA and the lipid nanoparticles carrying that mRNA are delicate and require freezing to maintain stability. The next 2 vaccines, hopefully set for approval early next year, are from AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson and are called adenovirus vaccines. Adenovirus vaccines are similar to mRNA vaccines, except that they take weakened viruses that normally cause mild cold or flu symptoms, called adenoviruses, and replace their DNA with a genetic coding to create S proteins. The AstraZeneca vaccine uses a modified chimpanzee virus, while the Johnson & Johnson vaccine uses a human virus, played by Vin Diesel. The adenovirus infects the cell, delivering genetic material directly into the cell's nucleus. That material is translated to mRNA, causing protein production in the cytoplasm. This results in the expression of S proteins, once again delivering the spike and causing the formation of COVID-19 antibodies. Note, the adenovirus vaccine doesn't administer unstable mRNA or lipid nanoparticles. Rather, the adenovirus protects the genetic material, allowing it to bypass the cytoplasm like a Trojan horse, along with a little help from Vin's beautiful shiny bald head. This means that adenovirus vaccines can be cheaper and easier to manufacture and do not require specialized freezers. The last vaccine nearing release is being developed by the company Novavax. It is a recombinant protein vaccine. Rather than hijacking the body's cells to produce S proteins, recombinant protein vaccines deliver the spike directly to the body. These spikes are developed in the lab using a recombinant protein technology, in the case of the Novavax vaccine, using a moth cell. Novavax then takes these spikes and attaches them to its proprietary adjuvant, designed to enhance immune response. The vaccine delivers these spikes into the body, which triggers the body's immune response, again causing the formation of COVID-19 antibodies. Unlike with mRNA vaccines and adenovirus vaccines, recombinant protein vaccines have been approved by the FDA on numerous occasions before COVID-19. So while it is cutting-edge technology, it is one that vaccine developers have much more experience with. So where do these vaccines currently stand? Pfizer's vaccine was the first through the process. Having completed its 3 phases of clinical trials, Pfizer submitted an application to the FDA for emergency authorization on November 20th. On December 10th, the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee approved the vaccine, and the FDA quickly followed suit, approving the vaccine on December 11th. The CDC's Immunization Advisory Committee approved the vaccine on December 13th, with the CDC giving its final approval that same day. This process normally takes months, even years to complete. Incredibly, Pfizer made it through in less than a month, though the government assures the public that they did not cut corners in the approval process. Shortly after, Moderna similarly quickly moved through the approval process. AstraZeneca recently released their Phase 3 clinical trials and had intended to submit an emergency use application to the FDA, but questions emerged about those trials, with the company revealing significantly different results between the 2 different dosing regimes. The resulting controversy threw into question whether the vaccine would be approved by the FDA. The company is now looking into combining efforts with the Russian Sputnik vaccine, also an adenovirus vaccine. Johnson & Johnson and Novavax are currently in Phase 3 clinical trials and are hoping to release results soon. So, in a matter of weeks, we will have 2 approved vaccines distributed across the country, so we can get COVID controlled by New Year's Eve, right? Well, anyone who has seen the 1995 movie Outbreak knows that this process is quite simple. All you have to do is tranquilize a monkey while it plays with a little girl, fly around in a helicopter a bit, then Cuba Gooding Jr. takes the monkey blood and mixes up batches of magic monkey blood serum while you expose yourself to your infected ex-wife. Easy peasy, right? No. And this is where expectations meet reality. Because in the real world, we have uncertainty. Expectation 1. Vaccines will protect you from COVID-19. Reality, vaccines will probably protect you from COVID-19. Recently announced results from vaccine clinical trials have revealed stunningly high efficacy rates, with consistency across demographics. Both Pfizer and Moderna found its vaccines to be over 90% effective. By comparison, the FDA had expected these vaccines to be just 50% effective. But these findings are from controlled clinical studies involving thousands of people. As the vaccines are deployed, they will be scaled up to many millions of people. Efficacy rates will almost certainly decline as individuals with characteristics not present in the clinical trials are vaccinated. Hopefully this decline will not be dramatic, but at this stage, we just don't know. Expectation 2. You can't give someone COVID-19 if you're vaccinated. Reality, you might give someone COVID-19 even if you are vaccinated. Say you throw caution to the wind and attend a large wedding. Things go south at the reception, and you get COVID-19. The virus enters your body through your mucous membranes, mainly in your mouth and nose, hence the face masks. From there, COVID-19 begins propagating throughout the body, resulting in the more severe symptoms some experience from the virus. Now, let's say you instead go to the doctor's office and get vaccinated. Current COVID-19 vaccines are injected into your muscle. Assuming the vaccine works, antibodies will form throughout your body. You then attend a completely socially undistanced gathering and are exposed to COVID-19. But this time, as the virus spreads throughout your body, it is met and destroyed by antibodies, leaving you asymptomatic. But could you still infect others? Yes, possibly. The mechanics of mucous membranes make it difficult for muscle-injected vaccines to enter. It's a membrane, that's what it's supposed to do. So even if the virus is destroyed when it leaves those membranes and travels throughout your body, it could still enter and even propagate within, meaning that a vaccinated person could still infect other people. Indeed, many experts believe the worst case scenario is the overconfident vaccinated supercarrier who fails to realize the risk they pose to others. Fortunately, early evidence indicates that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines may reduce or even largely eliminate the risk of infection. But until we get more data, or until an effective nose-injected vaccine is developed, we just won't know the risk that a vaccinated person can pose to others. Expectation 3. COVID-19 vaccines will be quickly available. Reality, widely available COVID-19 vaccines could take 5 to 6 months. This chart is from the CDC's COVID-19 vaccination program interim playbook. It projects the expected supply for COVID-19 vaccines. Experts anticipate that this process will take about a year. The first step was the FDA's approval of the first vaccines. From there, we should anticipate seeing an immediate period of shortage through the winter and early spring. Initial supplies have already been dedicated to healthcare workers and those in nursing homes. We will likely see significant controversy and tension over who is vaccinated next, debate that has already begun. As manufacturing ramps up and other vaccines come into the market, we will hopefully see supply grow large enough by late spring for vaccines to be widely available for anyone who wants them. At that point, we can expect government campaigns and pleas for the rest of the public to be vaccinated. Finally, by early winter, there will hopefully be enough people vaccinated so that the country achieves herd immunity, meaning that we can return to normal life, whatever that means at this point. But clearly, we still have a very long way to go.
I don't mean to downplay these vaccines, just put them in perspective. The coming months may dash our excited expectations, but there's still reason to be hopeful. The day is coming when we can get rid of these masks and celebrate with our families within 6 feet, a COVID-free New Year's Eve, 2021.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you found this useful, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel to get notified of future episodes. Also, if you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comments below. I hope to do a future episode where they can be discussed further. Finally, if you want more detailed information on the new COVID-19 vaccines, click on the link for a great video from the Journal of American Medical Association. Until next time, stay safe.